Hello everybody, welcome to another episode of Finowin Playing on Project Zomboid. Last episode we did a little bit of a farming 101 session. Today we're going to do a cooking 101. Now I've already cooked up some food, but I'm going to leave it there because I want to use stuff that I already have in here. I'm going to eat that pineapple. Now I haven't found all the recipes yet. Obviously there are probably still a lot I haven't found. There's a Wikipedia page for this game, and I really recommend that you go check it out. If you haven't already, I recommend it. So let's start out with a few basic things to get your cooking skill up. First of all, read a book. Find a cooking book and read it. I have not found a cooking book yet, but I started cooking anyways. Don't hesitate to start if you haven't found a book yet, especially primarily on the stuff in the fridge, because when you lose power, this stuff is going to go bad. The main things, or the first things that I do is if there's watermelon, I grab a knife. You can use a kitchen knife. Grab a knife and cut the watermelon up into little pieces. That will raise your cooking skill. Throw those in the fridge. If you find bacon, break the bacon up into strips and then break it down into bacon bits. Again, put it into the fridge. They're uncooked. You can cook them. That will raise your cooking level. So prepping the food is what raises the cooking level. I can make big bowls of stew. Now here's another tip. Don't use the same ingredient more than once. So if I'm making a big pot of stew, first of all, you're going to need a pot full of water. So I always make sure I have a pot full of water already handy always. Fill it, you take that pot of water, and then you grab, I usually do one protein and then as many vegetables as I can fit. So avocados, cucumbers. I'm surprised corn can't go in there, but the frozen peas can. So I haven't tried putting 2 proteins. I'm sure it'd be fine. I haven't tried that yet. I always do 1 protein and a whole bunch of vegetables. Just don't put the same ingredient twice, because as you add that, the more of the same ingredient you add, the lower the happiness level on it is. So you won't get as much out of it as you would if it was a bunch of different ingredients. So if at all possible, use a variety of ingredients. Use up your perishables that are going to go out fast. The stuff that can't be cooked or that you don't know a recipe for or you don't have all the parts for, eat those first. Like cherries, I'm going to eat those next. These are about rotten. You could tell because the boredom and unhappiness has a score on it, whereas the stuff that's not bad or not rotten yet doesn't have an unhappiness on it. Ketchup can be used on sandwiches. If you get a loaf of bread, use a knife, cut it into slices. You can make butter sandwiches. You can make ham sandwiches. You can then use the ketchup on it. It's a condiment. You can use mustard on it as a condiment. Alcohol will quench thirst and unhappiness and hunger, but it'll get you drunk. I have never actually drank alcohol in the game. I'm curious what it would do to you. I don't know. I should, but so we've got that. Eat up your perishables first. Then after your perishables are gone, then get into this stuff. I know that a lot of people, if I'm going far from home, I don't take perishables with me. And, I have an orange on me, so I can put that pineapple back. So I don't take any perishables with me if I'm going for a long distance. So once you've got your pot made and your stew or whatever made, then you can put it into bowls and take the bowls with you. I take 1 bowl at a time, so I always keep a stack of 4 to 6 bowls handy. Let me go ahead and grab you a pot and I'll show you how this looks whenever you cook. If you're not sure about an ingredient, go to the Wikipedia page, type in the name of the ingredient, and it'll usually tell you what you can use that for. Not always. Sometimes you just need to experiment. Like a pot of water, I can make a stew with a steak. We can also, if we have vegetables, like I'm going to throw avocado into my inventory. Now I can do a soup with the avocado. So different things will do different. I usually go with whatever will take the most ingredients out of what I have in there. If you're not sure, throw it in your inventory, get a pot out and see what it'll make. Once the power goes out, you're going to lose your refrigerator and you need to get those perishables, bowls of soup, all that stuff eaten quickly. So save the non-perishables. Don't eat the chips. Don't eat the popcorn. Don't eat the peanut butter. Don't eat the canned goods. Leave all these non-perishables in here because they are going to make your life easier later if you run out of food. It'll give you a little stopgap to get you by until your garden is done, for instance. So that is pretty much the cooking 101. Now, once you've got it to where you cannot use electricity anymore, then you have to build a campfire. And I believe a campfire is made with Oh, I can't remember. I don't think I need a hammer. I think we just need strips of cloth, sticks. I can't remember. I will put it on the screen, what you need to make the campfire. Once you make the campfire, you just right click and place the campfire, and then you can use logs, you can use sticks, you can use your extra copies of books, which is what I do. I use keep branches, because you can use branches to make more axes and tools. I use twigs, sheets of paper, extra books, extra notebooks, and things of that nature. I throw them in the fire and I use those. You can even use tissue, but I keep the tissue. You can use those as fuel and kindling for your fire. You can also use sheets or strips of sheet in the fire. I use that to start the fire. You should always have a match and a lighter. Do keep in mind that the lighters and matches do run out. So as you can notice that it has a remaining bar. So you can use them up. So grab as many as you can and keep them just in case. I'm going to go ahead and eat my orange. So, meat. Let's talk about if you are able to go out and do some foraging. Or some trapping. If you can get meat from trapping, you can use a knife, cut it up, and that gets you even more cooking skill. Don't eat your cheeses. Save your trapping ingredients for when you're doing trapping, because those are going to be really handy at that point, and you don't want to have eaten them and gone, oh, shoot. I don't really have a lot. There is, again, Wikipedia page. The Wikipedia page for trapping is pretty good. It's fairly accurate. So check that out. You can use chocolate. You can use, I think, it depends on what you're trying to trap and where. You can put a trap in the trailer park. You can put a trap in the woods. And what you get out of different areas is different types of meat. Once you get the meat, use a knife, cut it up, and put it in the fridge. You can then use it in stews and etc. The overall goal, as food rots, don't throw it out. Keep it. I keep it in a cabinet upstairs. The reason being is as your cooking skill gets higher up, you can use the rotten food. So it won't go to waste. If you get your cooking skill high enough, basically, I guess you're cutting off the bad parts and eating the good parts. So don't toss out that good meat. Or that bad meat. Don't toss out those bad vegetables. Keep all that stuff. When you get higher up in cooking skill, you will be able to use it. So that is the Cooking 101 with a little bit of info on the farming. So here's my collection where I'm going to be putting my fire starter materials. So I've got a cabinet for that. And here's my rotten food. You'll notice that it says rotten, and these are almost rotten because it's got a +10 to boredom and a +10 to unhappiness. I immediately go ahead and put them in here. I'm not going to eat something that makes me bored or unhappy because that's just a waste. It's a complete waste of resource that I could use later when my cooking skill gets higher. So I keep all my food in one place. I keep all my water in one place. I keep my refrigerated foods. And then even when the power goes out, use the fridge for storage. I store all my perishables in there. I store my vegetables and stuff out of the garden. I store my bowls of stew in there, etc. It's just a lot easier. Yep, making sure I still have power. So yeah, we're doing pretty good in this map. I'm started working on my carpentry, getting the wood over here to start working on a fence. I need to cover up this farm or the zombies are going to get in there. So hopefully by the next episode, I will have a wall up around my little area here and we can maybe do a carpentry 101. So gonna keep this short, just real simple. That was cooking, basic 101 cooking. I'm not gonna go over the recipes or the details of it because it's a lot. That's a lot of info. And I don't have a lot of ingredients yet because I still have a lot of raiding to do. So as you can see from my fridge, I'm kind of down to bare bones. I don't have as much food here as I could. It's a 50 weight container and I've got 9. So I need to go raid some more houses. I need to build my fence. So please do like, comment, and subscribe. Become a Finian today, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye, everybody.